Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. Back here in Reentry, continuing to work through the campaign mode. So at this point, we've finished interior inspection, and it looks like the way these campaigns work is one mission comes up after you finish the previous one, which would make sense. That is kind of how campaigns should be expected to work. So here we go. The USSR beat us again. But we will have an important flight coming up, May 5th, 1961, launch day. So we will be reaching space. The USSR successfully launched a man to space, beating the US right at the finish line. With the exception of what they say is a successful flight, we know little of their journey and how space influenced their cosmonaut. Your flight is still scheduled for the 5th of May, and the objectives remain the same. We need to learn how a human reacts to being in space, if the Mercury capsule operates as designed in zero gravity, and your ability to withstand the high G-forces involved. Mature Simmer, this is Patrick. I will be your capsule communicator today. Do you read? Alright, so we're in here. We've got an hour and 30 minutes till launch. Hopefully this won't be a repeat of Academy missions too heavily like the last one was. Alright, so it looked like all the switches just flipped as things are kind of coming online here. Loud and clear, Patrick. Excellent. Seems like you didn't get the measles. Let's get you to space. Okay, aren't they funny? Sounds like a good plan. Roger, we're already over here and data seems good. Weather is clear and we are still go for launch at the scheduled time. Please check the mission briefing in the mission pad. Alright. So main objectives. Determine man's capabilities in a space environment and in those environments to which he will be subject upon going into and returning from space. Vehicle control during insertion. Behavior of space systems. Evaluation of pilot's capabilities in space. In-flight monitoring, retrofire and re-entry maneuvers, landing and recovery. Mission duration is about 15 minutes. So basically, this is going to be our final exam, repeated again, I think. So you will enter the cabin at T minus 90 minutes. The electrical systems have been set up, but you will need to follow the complete cabin inspection checklist upon ingress, followed by the abbreviated interior check, full internal power, and the final checks checklist before ignition. The ascent's fully automatic, and your primary role will be to monitor systems and verify that systems are nominal. For the duration of the mission, you will need to do a systems check every 30 seconds. See bottom of this briefing. Cabin pressure should bleed and stabilize at 5.5 psia during ascent. Upon insertion and MECO, the tower will jettison and the capsule will perform a full 180-degree turnaround. After verifying that the turnaround has successfully completed and you have a visual of the launch vehicle in the window, you will need to A. Check the periscope and report visibility. B. Test the capsule's attitude control system. C. Test the retro rockets in the retro sequence system. The capsule will shortly after re-enter the atmosphere, and the automatic landing system will deploy the drogue chute, the main chute, and the landing bag for a safe landing. Be prepared for manual override during any of the mission phases. Systems check. Use the selector to check the volts and amps of the main DC bus, battery 1, 2, 3, standby battery 1, 2, and the isolated battery. Verify oxygen levels on primary and second oxygen tanks. Verify automatic and manual fuel levels, G-forces, altitude, and cabin pressure. Alright, so we need to go to, what was it? The complete cabin inspection. Where is complete cabin inspection? Alright, I assume, complete interior inspection. Okay. So we'll put that away. Gonna make sure the batteries are on. Yes, everything's on. So we should be good. I want to make sure all of our fuses are on. Oh, no, I guess. Interesting. So better take a good look at those batteries, because I thought they were all on, but now these are not, so I don't understand if the electrical system... Okay, today's flight will be a suborbital flight with splashdown the Atlantic USS Lake Champlain Argo at the recovery location. When ready, please perform the interior inspection checklist. Alright, Roger, let's get the cockpit ready. Alright, let me just, oops. Out of bounds. That was fun. So yeah, a little bit of a problem there. That shouldn't happen. But it did. Alright, suit fan, inverter, retro. So we're going to get all these done. Auto, retro, jet, arm. That goes to that. Cabin light, photo, on. The TLM frequency to on. Fire retro, guard is installed. Jet retro. So yeah, it's these. Guard is installed. Alright, fuel check. So fuel is there. Good, good. Rate of descent, 0. Altimeter is good. Time of day. Launch clock, time from launch, 0. Check retrograde, 4 minutes 45 seconds. Rate indicators are centered. Altitude indicators, check. Verify time 0. Cover removed. Cabin pressure, check. Temperature check. Suits, environment, oxygen, both are full. Cabin fan to norm. ACS to norm. Isolated battery, or standby battery on. And then isolated battery on standby. AC voltmeter 115, yes. We're going to switch UHF to high. Transmit to off. Audio, cabin, tone. So all of these go to tone. So we get these all flipped. And then we get the temperatures set. Get everything to the launch points. And then get maneuver set to on. Alright, we are still go for launch. You are running on external power. Use time scale to negative 41 minutes. Alright, so we will do that. Let's see. Let's go to 200 and get ourselves a little faster. Alright, we'll get a little bit more reasonable here. 41 minutes, so need to get a little closer. Alright, Roger. And then we'll get there, and then I'm sure we need to do another checklist. So let's see where we're at. Alright, we are ready to perform the abort capability test. Ensure the ammeter is set to norm. Alright. Ammeter is at norm. Alright, let's go to the abort capability. Alright, so looks like it's walking us through that. So we want the squib to arm. Alright, arm the squib, set the DC selector to monitor the isolated battery. We will power the squibs for 5 seconds upon your request. During the test, verify the amp spike and that the abort light illuminates. When ready, press Request Abort Ability Test from the communications menu. Alright. So, request abort capability. Okay, amp meter's up, abort is on. Alright. So we're good. So let's get this. Just make sure everything looks good. Those are up. That is up. Everything looks awesome. Use time scale to get to 20 minutes. Alright. So we will again do that. Alright, complete checklist with prep abbreviated flight, abbreviated interior check. Alright, we're going to pop that back. So, phase shifter fuse, true. Alright, so we should be okay. Retro delay, normal. Control, fuel, primary, secondary. Note the cabin pressure indicator. And note primary oxygen, all that. Alright. And then all of those are norm. We want to set beacon to continuous. Alright, so Abort capability completed. Run the abbreviated internal checklist. Use run. We are still go for launch. When complete, you can time scale to T10. Alright. So let's get ourselves there. Alright. Go a little quicker. For your 10 minutes, we need to switch to internal power. Start the full internal power checklist. So one of the comments that people made is this is kind of a checklist simulator, which it kind of is. This will prepare the cockpit for full internal power, and the external power supply will be disconnected from the capsule. Alright, but keep in mind, that's the whole point of the astronaut program. So we're going to switch to internal power. Disconnected from launch vehicle, you are now on internal power. Alright. So if I go there, we should have a little bit there. Isolate battery to norm. And then standby to off. And then we want to verify battery and voltages. Okay. So 2, 3, 4 is down, 5. That's up to 29. So we're all set. So we clear all. Alright, so we've completed the checklist. Next thing we need to do is final checks. So we're going to run that up there. I guess we'll get ourselves a little closer to 5. And then we will go from there. Okay, we are 5 minutes. Start the final checks. Use run. Alright, launch control ready. Transmit to UHF. Alright, perform radio test. We're on UHF. Why did it not go? What am I missing? What am I missing? Verify time 0. Cover is removed. DC selector to 1. Okay, we redrew 5x5, so it just didn't come back. Alright. So I guess I didn't have it. Alright, so we've completed the checklist. And now we go to ascent. And that will be it. So we're going to pop these up. Alright, but I should be able to get closer here and get ourselves ready to take off. So, alright, we are go for launch. 30 seconds, get ready for ignition. Good luck on your flight. Alright, it will not let us speed now. So again, we're watching the abort.
Alright, liftoff and the clock has started.
Alright. So we want to make sure. Okay, time has started, so we can do that. We verify it's increasing. Our G-forces, elapsed time is counting. Monitor alerts and warning lights. Alright, and we want to check the cabin pressure. Alright, yep, follow the ascent checklist. We're just making sure nothing looks odd. Alright, so about every 30 seconds or so. Again, we need to go to the Redstone checklist now. So, we got jet towers green. So that'll be the next one. Alright, nothing there, nothing there. Whoop. 3 has got a problem. Oh no, that's isolate. Never mind. I'm like, 3 has got a problem. But that is inaccurate. 3 does not have a problem. Alright. So we're awaiting tower separation. That's usually about 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Yep, we're good. Temperature's decent. Obviously the vent, the oxygen's good. That's control fuel. So we don't have like fuel for the redstone in here anywhere. Alright, we can probably get rid of the view selector, because that's probably not as fun for immersion. I can always get myself kind of back to the middle. But you can see 5 minutes to retrograde because, you know, we're down to 2 minutes, so... in 2 minutes, we want to start the pre-retro, but... Alright, so get ready. We should have that jettisoned soon. Alright, it kind of got stuck.
Cut off. Tower jettison green.
Alright. And then we're waiting launch vehicle separation, as it says. Alright, tower's gone. We see it too. Complete the ascent checklist. Verify auto retro jet is off. And retro fuse is off. Okay. So, let's see. Retro is off. Emergency retro is also off. And then in 2 minutes we start. Alright, there goes the launch vehicle. Turnaround started. When the turnaround is complete, check if you can see the launch vehicle through the window. Switch to fly-by-wire and manually center the launch vehicle in the window, then manually change attitude so you can track it with the periscope in magnification mode. I don't know how to do that. Alright. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. I'm not sure if it's that or that piece. Like, is this the periscope? I mean, we're tracking it, but yeah, I need to get the retrograde stuff done. So pre-retro. Alright. So yeah, I want to set the suit temperature up to 7. Okay. So we're going to do that. And then all of these. Okay, emergency retro needs to be there. And then main retro, attitude, auto, or manual. Are we still seeing? Yeah, we're still seeing the vehicle. So that's all good. Okay, and set ACS to auto, which... Alright. Because we haven't turned it off, I don't know why we'd want to. Next we will test the retrograde rockets. Prepare for retro sequence. Okay. Ensure the spacecraft is properly configured and prepare for retro fire when it fires. Alright, so we'll turn that off, so it's giving us the warning. Alright, and then we want the retro sequence here. Alright, so the 5 minute to retrograde light is illuminated. The retro sequence and attitude are green. And then the retro warning, amber and audio tone, we had that. Fire retro amber while firing. And then retro fire, tail light green. Should say jet retro. Alright, and then we're doing, alright, ignition. Roger, seems like the retros are working. Prepare for jettison by following the re-entry checklist. Alright, so now we need to get that done. So we want to do this to arm. We want the fuse to true. After retrojet, we're going to do... Okay, so we have to wait for after this. There we go. Okay, so now we've got that. And then we want to set this to re-entry. And then we're waiting for the green to come back. So obviously it's rotating us around here. Alright, so that is now green. The rate indicator is showing a lot of roll, which it is. So we're good there, and then we need to start the landing checklist. Okay, retro jettison, we're on our way home. 0.5 G detected, and then we're going to landing. Alright, and so before 30,000 feet, we again want the drogue to go, but we got to get through the burn and everything. So there we go. G's building up. Do you read? Oh, I'm not sure I can read now. Alright, so if we go to external, that's what we got. Get through the atmosphere. Why won't it? Huh. So, this is Capsule 1. Do you read? Loud and clear. Good to have you back. Alright. So, we're down to... What was that? 60,000. Now 50. It's interesting that we can't go outside. I wonder if they just don't... Or if something, like, messed it up. Hoping I didn't flip a switch or anything, but I think everything's good. A little crooked. Is that just the way we were looking? Yeah, that is odd, but maybe, you know, we came in that way, and until the chute comes out, nothing really changes, but should be getting there soon. So let's see, like if I do F1, but then, like, yeah, F3 doesn't bring me back. There goes the drogue. So there we go. Drogue is out. Roger, prepare for the main. Alright, so we're sending out the O2. So we want the ring open snorkel. Emergency O2 handle out. 10,000 feet, we should have the main light green. So we're waiting for that. Alright, there goes main. There it is. And now it's going to start venting fuel and all that. We're going to set that. We're going to press the regulator handle out. Oops. Alright, and the landing bag should be green. It is. And then after impact, but, you know, so get to an altitude less than 10,000 feet. Main is out, looking good. What a ride. Great, that sure was some G's. Recovery is ready to pick you up. Congratulations. This is a great achievement. Sure was, and you will be the next one up. 10,000 feet. This is USS Lake Champlain. We have a visual. Chopper heading your way. Good job today. Roger, Lake Champlain. Thank you. Alright. So again, let's see. Alright, now we're kind of flat up and down instead of being at a weird angle. Alright. And it does take a while for this to go. I mean, we're going down, but we can't do any time stuff here. Because, yeah, after impact, we're supposed to, like, turn some things off. So we would take the ASCS bus here to off, and we do the photo light to off. But I never get to do that, because it just always ends, so we'll see if the same thing happens, but... Alright, we're about 6,000 feet. So yeah, this is one of those that, you know, you're just kind of happy. It's over. We made it. It's all good. A good result. We feel successful. I just want to, I don't know, because yeah, this was very much the final exam in Mercury Academy. So we'll have to see. I know there are some historical missions and things like that. I don't know if they really count toward the career or if they're just there to do, you know. And I think the Mercury 3 Redstone is literally this mission again, which is fine. But, you know, then we'd, in theory, have it done. I just don't know that it, like, counts that we have it done anywhere. Right. Getting close, so pretty soon I imagine we'll see, because normally we see the water, but maybe we won't, because in theory the periscope was supposed to like go away or whatever. So we'll see what happens, but we should be impacting really soon. And obviously, there we go. Alright, so splash down. And we've made it. So, sure simmer splash, and we can't do anything else. So let's head on out. Alright, 288. Got 19 to 45, because we got, you know, Mission 2 done, and now Mission 3 will be available, and then 4 and 5. You know, because that's the thing, like, they have complete Mercury exam, but maybe that's for the flight mission controller stuff. I don't know. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, because again, I'm not at Mercury controller level 2 that I know of. But in any event, instead of being lost, which is what I would be at that point, because I'm not sure what else we'd try to do, but you know, we'll leave it there. And again, if I get to level 2 here and then it's like not checking, then obviously it's something different. But right now, you know, we're still at level 1. But what I was getting at is, you know, if I go to missions here, see there's historic missions, and there's 3 Mercury missions, so There's things to do there as well, so definitely some potential fun. I'm definitely going to explore a lot of this. I mean, I'm certainly enjoying it. It's what I would have expected. Addressing the thing I think I mentioned more. I don't remember if it was in this episode or the last one, because sometimes I just go through and do some things when I have a little bit of extra time. So I've run a couple of these campaign missions together. But, I said that there were some comments that people said, well, it's really a checklist simulator. But if you think about the space program, I mean, as long as everything's working, um, that's all that's supposed to happen on these missions. The astronauts are there, obviously, because humans want to make the trip, and that's the whole point. Like, landing a vehicle on the moon, say, is a lot different than landing a vehicle and then having a human walk around and look around and speak back and pick things up and do whatever. Um, but in a lot of cases, like if everything's working, the astronaut's job is just to flip switches and push buttons. They're not really needing to do much. Now I think that changes obviously in something like Apollo when you're landing. I mean, I think it does take some piloting to land appropriately and not crash or whatever, but we'll figure that out when we get that far. But, we're not doing any of that, and obviously docking with Gemini is going to be something as well, because things can move and it can't, while we were told it was sensing that horizon because of electromagnetic shifts. I'm imagining they can't auto-sense the vehicle they need to dock to. So, there is going to be more and more involvement. But on the Mercury side, a lot of it was just making sure that we could orbit, making sure that nothing weird was happening to humans when they got into zero gravity, things like that. I think there were some crazy beliefs of what might happen and that people wouldn't survive and this and that. But, mankind figured out a way and we got up there. And as I've said way in the beginning, when I got super excited about this, I've always been amazed with the space program. More NASA stuff, the for-profit stuff we have more recently. Yes, there's some great accomplishments there, but they're not being driven by exploration. They're being driven by the ability to make money, and that just creates some different behaviors. So I really loved NASA and the service and all of that was going on. And so really happy that this simulator is available, and really grateful to the folks that put it together. But with that, I'm going to wrap things up. As always, if you've enjoyed this, haven't dropped a like or are not a subscriber, please consider that. And I will see you next time.